Okay, let's see. Can you hear me? I think so. Yes. Okay. Yes. Audio test completed. Let's pull up some charts here after Liberation Day. Oh boy. Did I say thank you? Did everybody remember to say thank you? Well, this is why I kept saying April 2nd, April 2nd. Not that it was some broad genius idea. I had people telling me it didn't matter. I had people saying, oh, it's not going to matter what happens on April 2nd. I think that's fair to say they're wrong on that one. It's not going to matter as far as crypto prices, is what the argument was. Clearly, it mattered. It mattered. All right. Boom, boom, boom. We're good there. How's it going? If you want me to look at anything, let me know. We are still in the range. Now we get the aftermath. You know, it's like the earthquake, the Mag 10 earthquake happened. Now we have to clean up whatever's going on here. If you're of the opinion that things can't get any worse, then maybe you like these prices. If you don't think we're going to see retaliatory tariffs, if you don't think we're going to see a trade war, if you think this is the worst it can get, if you think the tariffs are going to get reduced, I think we can all agree that the calculations for those tariffs were nonsense. But here we are. So if you think we can't get any worse from here, you probably like these prices. It's good that we're surviving in the moment. I think the IHS is still valid for the moment. Am I confident in that? No. You know, it's more wait and see. For BTC, for alts, I wouldn't touch anything. I wouldn't touch anything. That's just me. Alts need directional BTC strength that isn't there now, or what hasn't been here for a while, right? It hasn't really been here since 100K. So I can't expect alts to randomly outperform. There's really no reason for them to outperform. They're going to outperform to the downside, which is what we're seeing. So as far as the high time frame Bitcoin stuff, we're still above the massive pitchfork. If we zoom out on this, we'll go to like the 3-day. There is a, if we zoom way out, there's a diagonal line here that goes, I gotta find it, sorry. It's what, like something like this? This-ish? Whatever. Somewhere down here. It's essentially a high time frame cloud level. We're still above it for the moment. You know, none of this stuff is a slam dunk long. None of this stuff is a slam dunk bullish bias. We're below the cloud. Bad things happen below the cloud. It's harder to regain strength below the cloud or any trend metric. Pull up the 1050, the 5200. We can talk about the death cross, whatever. Like it's clear that this is bearish territory. It's good to see us fighting. It's good to see us holding levels. But what are the expectations here? It's rough. It's rough because legacy clearly melting down. Again, if you think the worst is over, maybe you like these prices. I think we give it a couple days and see what happens. I don't know. If you're in alts, you're in purgatory forever. There's a chance that alts just never come back, right? So look, that's why you trade those the same way you trade any leverage product is you make sure you have momentum on your side. And the moment you don't, you get out of there and you avoid that stuff until momentum is back. They're not buy and hold instruments. They just aren't. They historically have not been. They do not perform well in a bear market. Just catching up with chat. And it's not even about buying here and, or sorry, selling here and buying lower as much as it is understanding that until we have momentum back, it's going to be hard for anything that relies on momentum to do well. So the safest spot to rebuy is 92, 93. That's on the daily cloud. The earliest spot to probably rebuy is like 88 on the daily. I just don't know which headlines or series of headlines is going to help us here. I don't know. If this is all Sailor and GME holding us up and they're gone next week, are we just at 73 next week? That's the next level down. The next level down is 73. So if you're okay with that, then what do you care? But 73-ish, 70, I don't know, 72, 73, whatever it is. That's like the breakout area back here. That would be the next level down. But the pattern still looks to be alive to me. It's hanging on by a thread. It looks alive to me. People already told me they didn't believe in it. They hated it. So, hey, I'm not really strongly biased here one way or the other. I don't think you can go big on leverage here. Why would you? Now, the counter argument to everything I always say is, well, let me just put a stop loss here on new local lows and then I'll be fine. Okay, like I'm not against that. It's just, what is your confidence? Are you going to go full port long 10x with a stop loss at 81? Is that what you're going to do? Okay, I mean, that's something you could do. I think it makes more sense to wait for a daily close above the diagonal than doing anything. Other than that, you're hodling along. This list, there's no good to come of any of this in this list. Ripple has this forever, Head and Shoulders. Unlike most alts that have already broken down, it has held up, but the pattern it's drawing here, it's building, is not bullish continuation. It would be surprising to me at this point if this didn't break down. So take that for what you will. And this looks better than almost every single alt out there, and it's just sideways. So if you trade alts to be sideways for 6 months, this is the market for you. Otherwise, probably not smart to sit in this stuff over an extended period of time. Solana, new local lows, almost tagged a new low there. This is Kraken Desktop, by the way, in case you're wondering which interface this is. It's free. You can download it on Kraken. You can connect to your account if you want or not. You can trade on this if you want or not. I like it because it's super snappy and very low resource. You can just have it on forever. And just pull it up whenever you want. But anyway, Sol, far below the cloud, still below the Tenkan. If Bitcoin looked like this, I would be more bearish. Sol tends to have a wider range of volatility, but even still, I mean, this, if we go on like the 12-hour, I don't even know what you're hoping for here. What is left to hope for? You had this, maybe, and you got a new low. Maybe you hope for some crazy volatility higher? I don't know. What's up, Coops? Martin? Stream to watch. Why would your short target be 76? The current local low? If I'm short here, I want to see low 70s minimum. Minimum. And it doesn't have to happen fast, but 80 to 76, who cares about that? I want to see some volume, I want to see some capitulation, I want to see some headlines. I want to see the sailors back at break even headline. Ultimately, that's what a lot of bears want to see. They want to see sailors underwater, sailors blah blah blah, right? That's what they want to see. So I wouldn't settle for 76. No, I would want something back here. If you think the cycle's over, I would set an alert on a calendar for 500 days after the current all-time high. Current all-time high was January 19th. So let's do 500 days after January 19th. I say 500 days because it typically takes 1,000 days to get from all-time high to new all-time high. So 500 days might be somewhere, near the bottom of the bear market. It's June 3rd, 2026. That would be the time. If you think the cycle's over, that's a date to think about. Another way to think about this is just do nothing until we're back above the daily cloud with bullish cloud. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at on the high time frames. But if you're short, yeah, you want this going way lower than 76, 100%. Just my opinion. It's up 80-20. Problem is, as soon as I sell, everything will bottom. So you gotta have a plan. Everybody has a plan until they're punched in the face, right? But these charts aren't behaving like they are consolidating, ready to bounce. I don't see a V bottom in our future. What would you want to see? A chart pattern at the very least, some consolidation at the very least. It's not there. I mean, Sol on the weekly is below, well, almost below the weekly cloud. What is there to root for here? There's nothing. There's literally nothing. You're rooting for basically a bull div to save you. I don't know, like this could be within 10% of the low, the ultimate low. I don't know, but is this a long? No, why? Why would it be? Not for me. The earliest you'd want to watch any of this stuff is on the 4 hour. And it's beautifully failed every 4 hour move since January. So if you are rooting for the counter Josh trade, you would want to see this actually play out. I don't know. Like, what do you have left? I don't know. Like, this could change tomorrow. It could. But what do you do now here? I don't see anything. I don't see anything that there is to do. Yeah, stablecoin legislation. It'll bring liquidity into stables. I don't know if it'll bring liquidity into alts. That's the funny thing about alt season or alt bullishness. Every day, every week, there's always a story. There's always a narrative, and it hasn't mattered. It just hasn't mattered. That doesn't mean it won't matter. But I wouldn't be long down 80% hoping for something to turn this around. Like, yeah, it's already too late at this point. But what is going to save you? I don't know. Everything here has failed so far. So that's Sol. I got nothing. Doesn't look good on the daily, the weekly, 3 day, 4 hour. You just wait. You just wait it out. Can't expect this to turn around. Certainly the Sol Casino activity is down considerably. ETH did make a new local low. That's a new multi-month low. That's that is a full retrace of everything since October 2023. Not good. Don't need me to tell you that, but that's not good. What is there to do here? Nothing. It's below the 4 hour continuously. It's below the daily. It's below the weekly. What is there to do? Nothing. The fibs for this would measure, if this is a double top, you're looking at like down here, 1200. I think you'd be satisfied with that if you were short short ETH, or you just avoid ETH entirely until things look better. There's just nothing to do. You can't expect this to magically turn around. That's not what this is about. There's not even a range here. There's nothing. Have you backtested BTC daily ETF flows buying the inflow day? No. The guy from Bitcoin Magazine, 118% return since January. There is based on how Fidelity's flows look on a day-to-day basis, somebody's running a momentum algorithm there that's probably pushing price pretty considerably, because for FBTC will have flows wildly jump all around. This is from coin flows. If we go, I think he fixed this. Coin flows, providers, weekly. No, we want daily. Daily flows yesterday were positive. Very curious what they are today. Who knows? But they were positive 218 yesterday. ETH flows are basically zero every day. So there's that for you. They were negative 51 yesterday. If we can see positive flows, that's helpful for sure. We'd love to see it, but I can't imagine we would. I'd love to see it. Just can't imagine we would. Just feels like we're correlated to tech. We're correlated to legacy, and that's that. So until that stuff settles down, who wants to do anything with BTC? All right, that's ETH. Cardano. I don't see anything. Maybe down the line you get your pattern, but not here. There's nothing. This is nothing. Nothing. Zero. SWI, below the cloud. Nothing. You know, it needs time. It's either down or flat right now. That's about all we're getting. So until it's flat for a little while, it's hard to expect that momentum is going to turn around randomly. Not really much else to say, honestly. LTC, new local low there, just down. Again, what else is there to say? If this is a, if this is something which originally looked like the inverse of this, but if this is a triple top 70s, right? Like how low can this stuff go? Sol, I think, easily breaks 100. You know, BTC is going to 73, realistically. Possibility. Can't rule that out. If BTC goes to 73, Sol, I'd imagine in the 80s. Ripple, I think, no matter what, is going to hit $1.50 or less. I think Ripple's going to take a significant hit just in a vacuum alone. ETH, we said 1,200. Like, who knows, right? You get some maker vault liquidations, you get some people losing religion, and you just get a cascade. There's nothing holding this stuff up right now. That's the problem. Cardano, I don't really care, but lower. SWI, $1.60. But there's really nothing here. There's nothing here. If we keep going. Momentum is down. Hard to think of anything good to happen here. So I don't know. I don't know. Joey sees some pain. Definitely some pain. If you have low confidence, just don't take the trade. That's right. Just do nothing here. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, legacy, the Nike stuff and Apple, and who knows what's going to go on there with tariffs and exemptions. Who knows? Altcoins strengthen Bitcoin. I mean, they strengthen Bitcoin by selling into Bitcoin. Sure. Dominance is at 63%. Is there any argument for relative strength today of NASDAQ down 5, crypto holding up? Yeah, crypto is holding up decently well. I just hope it's not one person buying here. If it's GME buying, you know, what are they? What, 1.2 billion or something? 1.5? If it's that and Sailor and that's it, and they're gone next week, that's a problem. But yeah, we are seeing a little bit of strength on a relative basis. We also had some selling after hours yesterday in crypto that we didn't necessarily see in legacy, even though legacy futures were open. People understand if retail is poor, there will be no alt season. I agree. I agree. ADA, yeah, I talked about ADA. What is there to do there? Technicals tell you nothing. Bearish down ranging. It's the best I can do. I mean, you've got a loose diagonal here. You've got another loose diagonal here. That's a channel. It's bearish. You do nothing until it's above the channel, above the cloud. I don't know. I got nothing else. Lower. That's all it looks like. Everything looks lower to me. How cooked are we? I think the cycle for BTC is fine for now. Alts, I have no idea. I don't know why alts would come back. We would have to have some super bullish liquidity event or stimmies or something. Everybody's hoping, as they're holding alts on the way down, that they're going to be able to sell them higher. That's the problem. Like, nobody has a reason to buy this stuff right now who isn't already way underwater. So somewhere you can copy my Kraken desktop layout. I think I can share this. Yeah. Generate public link. Boom. This should work. Google might. That is a massive link. Jesus. I don't know if that's going to get accepted by Google as a link, but that's the link. Do nothing is a trade. That's right. Flow. Am I moving to Europe? No, I'm not moving to Europe. Is Flow on Kraken? I feel like it is, right? Yeah. Like, if Sol is bearish and ETH is bearish, I'm not calling out this individual in particular, but if the majors are bearish, what chance does anything have? This made a new local low. It's down. I don't even know how much. Is there a way to measure this? Measure. There we go. Here. It's down 72%. 72%. All-time lows? Is that all-time lows for Flow? This is why on the meme list, when I was talking about this stuff, I'd much rather buy this. You know, let's say we were... If I could learn how to navigate this a little better. Let's say we had whatever we thought we had back here. Whatever this, I don't know, right? Like, the time to be long is at the breakout, always. If you mess this up enough, you either learn or lose all your money. So there's that. But this is why, as a breakout trader or breakout mentality, you gotta wait. You gotta wait. Or stop loss at new lows. I mean, those are your two options. But here, I don't know. Why would Flow bounce here? Like, we could flip a coin and it might be the bottom, but I don't know. No idea. If it's headed to 73K, I would imagine it'll wake to 68. Yeah, who the hell knows at this point, right? Like, it kind of matters if we get there fast or slow. If we get there fast, we have a better chance to bounce, I think. If it's a slow bleed, then that's typically more bearish. Nothing but hope. Yeah, if we pull up a legacy comparison here. I've been looking at the IBIT mags. ETF, we go IBIT divided by mags. Mags is a Mag 7 ETF. It's got all the hits. Like, we are technically still gaining ground against Mag 7 on the crypto side, IBIT being the Bitcoin ETF. This could continue to do better, but it doesn't look like a slam dunk case just yet. This is really the problem. IBIT against GLD looks like an altcoin against Bitcoin, right? Straight down. Straight down. That's kind of an issue. Inverse cup and handle asks Golshi on the SPY. Let's see, what is all this stuff? I have no idea. Let's get rid of this. That's an ugly line chart, that's for sure. Ugly gap, ugly line chart. I don't think I see an inverse cup and handle. So I don't know, maybe like 5 minute? Is that what we're talking about? I have no idea. It looks like a mess. There's a bull div trying, but market's still digesting what happened yesterday. Scroll through my link here. Things moving fast. Thoughts on torpedo bats? I don't have a problem with it as long as it's in the rules and regulations. I'm just surprised people haven't tried this before. It sounds like previous batters like Stan Musial had a torpedo bat-ish. You just really don't hear much about it. I don't have an issue with it, personally. Shenanigans, lots of shenanigans yesterday with that chart. Man, yeah, JB, you're right. Twitter, Bitcoin and gold aren't going to move together, but the relationship is not helping us right now, right? We can't do anything until gold quiets down, and gold is just on a tear, right? Gold is on a tear. It's canceling bear divs. It's going past fib extensions. I don't think there's an entry here, to be clear. We can look at the daily fractals. Daily fractals tell you 3,000 is the level. But until this slows down, it's going to be hard for BTC to catch a bid. For sure. Real quick, before we go full legacy, I did want to look at the meme stuff. Fartcoin down 30% plus at some point today. Again, if you're a breakout person, you learn this enough over time. Oop. You always want to see new higher highs. Didn't quite get there. The funny thing is, it looked like it was setting up ready to go, right? Like, this is basically kind of the BTC IHS a little bit too, but didn't quite get your higher high there. Doge, 4-hour junk, daily, more junk. Maybe you like 12 cents. That's the breakout from October 23. But what an epic collapse. Epic. Epic. It's not a long time. It just isn't. I mean, what would I want to see? I want to see this. I want to see at least a month of sideways, right? We have so much downward momentum still. This was 6 months before it broke out. Helpful. Okay. What are we here? I don't know. Like, we haven't found a bottom yet. Pepe. I think over time, if we can bottom, then I like these edge-to-edge trades for sure. Absolutely. It's just a little early to take the trade. I love the setup, the idea of a setup. It's just a little early. I mean, we had the exact same thing up here, just the inverse, right? We had this into a head and shoulders into a bearish Kumo breakout. We might have an inverted head and shoulders into an edge to edge. Like, okay, you just sit and wait, let the market have its temper tantrum, and wait for that, and do something else with your life, right? Not really much else to do here. Because if you're breakout trading this, or you're looking at the cloud, or you're looking at anything else, like, we're just not ready. It's just not there yet anyway. So, doesn't make sense to do much of anything. Trump, I hope this goes to zero, honestly. I don't want people to lose money, but why would this ever be worth anything? I don't know. I love that it hit a new all-time low. That's amazing. Popcat. Also, again, what is there to do today? For me, nothing. This is, of course, everything I say is relative to myself, not financial advice, but nothing. There's nothing to do here. Why? We're not completing patterns. We're not at breakouts. We're not trending bullish. I don't know. I got nothing for you. Whiff, new local low, is that an all-time low? No. Yeah, whiff is a big yikes. Big yikes. Bonkerino, same deal. Not there yet. Not there yet. I think over time it's setting up like Pepe, but I'd rather just prepare for a move here rather than do any trading. There's just nothing to do. Shib, kind of same deal. Needs more time. Floki, yikes, yikes. Just straight down. Straight down, no chaser. BTC pairs also look god awful. So Sol BTC, not great. Eat BTC. New local low there this week. What is there to buy? I don't know. Not for me. Not for me. Ripple BTC still hanging in there. If Ripple breaks down, this will break down with it. It's not really going to be a safe haven against BTC. LTC BTC sideways, just kind of a mess. Nothing really going on there. PAXG, that's gold BTC. Grinding higher here on the 3-day, on the daily. Obviously, huge move for gold relative to BTC. Weekly. Worst case for BTC is probably this, which is an inverse head and shoulders on the relative pair with an edge to edge. This is probably worst case. Like if we do this thing like this, not great. So if you're bullish, you're rooting for this to fail. It's kind of like Bitcoin dominance, right? Similar vibes, similar setups, similar breakdown. This would be like a Bitcoin dominance bull run, except it's gold. Tron BTC is actually holding up well. Not really sure why, but gaining some ground there. Cardano BTC, awful, gross. And the rest of this junk is not bullish. So that's the easy part right now. There's not a lot of like wishy-washy things. Doge BTC just straight down below the breakout from October. Somebody was asking about Curve. Curve still looks okay. Is there anything to do here is the question. It's a confidence question. Where do you like this the most? I like it the most when it's in the cloud or above this horizontal. Stop loss probably 0.44. It looks better than everything else, but that doesn't mean to me it's a like slam dunk trade today. But it's definitely highest on the watch list relative to everything else. Just because it's been flat for weeks. That's what you want to see. So if strength does come back randomly, Curve has probably a better chance to start to do well. But I don't really see anything here right now. Are we headed for a 1930s style stock market? I don't think so. I don't think so. Trump on market reaction, it's going very well. He's funny. Oh, that funny guy just evaporating trillions at once. Funny guy. Zcash, why? I think people are just trolling me. I hope they're not actually holding this. I hope they're not holding this. It's flat, but I still hope you're not holding it. The problem with some of these assets is they haven't really had a history of success ever. You get like a fleeting moment in time when literally the entire world is. It took COVID stimulus to pump Zcash. So, is it possible for Zcash to do better ever again? It's possible. But why? You know, like there's so many other things to trade. If I was long here, I would be worried about this potential. So I'd be watching that like a hawk. What are you looking for as a pure spot hold at this point? Are you looking to buy orders? Alts, I have an ETH. I'll show you what I've got. I got trapped in this and I just didn't want to close it. And this is a lesson for everybody. On this day when it gapped down out of the cloud, I was like, I don't want to close. This is ETH A. You know, I don't want to close it here. It's proceeded to go down another 30% after blowing through a stop loss. So there's that. I've trimmed it a lot on the way down, but yeah. And not great, as they say, but that's the only alt I own. I don't own anything else on the alt side. Somebody else was asking. Let me scroll up here. Hood coin, yeah. Let's take a look at Hood. Hood had a great exit signal February. Had another exit signal March 11th. Bearish ticket cross. It was in the cloud. Had another exit signal March 27th. There's certainly nothing to do here on the long side from a cloud perspective on the daily. And kind of like a lot of stuff, it's like, okay, if this plays out as that, then good night, Hood. It's in bear territory. It would make sense. Just put an alert there for myself. Certainly not bullish. So that's Hood. Coin has been total 2. Coin and total 2 have followed. You got the exit signal February 21st below the cloud. Not much else to say there. Continued weakness. You can sort of see this IHS downward thing, right? It's like 3 lows, 3 drives, whatever. If I was hoping that this turns around, I wouldn't want to sell until up here. It's either that or break even, whatever that is for you. But man, that is an ugly chart. I think it's down another 9% or something today. MSTR. Let's see where it's at. 281. I'm not adding here. I'm not too worried about it here at the moment. I think if BTC breaks 80, ultimately that's probably the stop loss for my own personal position on MSTR. I bought it on March 14th, so I'm sure I'm underwater at this point, but that would be how I would look at that one. Same thing with like BITU on the 4-hour, just not time yet. Again, you just treat anything on leverage the same. You want to wait till you see the whites of their eyes, at least. And when you're going into a catalyst, a news event like tariff nonsense, probably not a great idea to load the boat more often than not. So I think that one's a wait and see Yeah, if you're bearish, someone's asking about MSTR selling. Like, if you're bearish, yeah, like if you're bearish and want to set limit orders on stuff lower, if you think BTC is going to 73, MSTR is probably going to 180. That's the breakout level. That's a full retrace. If you think BTC is going to retrace the entirety of the post-election move, and MSTR is leveraged BTC, I can't imagine it holds up, right? It's going to collapse. Then you're going to have the negative headlines about Sailor and being underwater, and that's fine. ISM below 50. Not great. Not great. Not great. I can't get over the fact that the tariff rates cited are not actually tariff rates, but the ratio of trade deficit to net imports. Yeah, well, that's the world we live in, Mr. Wow on Twitter. That's the world we live in. Melania coin. I'm not even going to dignify that by bringing that up on this stream. We're not going to desecrate this stream by bringing up that coin. Coin head and shoulder. Are you talking about this? Could be. Also, good luck to Circle IPOing in this environment. Good luck. Good luck. Credit spread's not widening. Correction will be over in a blink of an eye. Possible. Possible. I think it's just easier to wait than be a hero. It's easier to wait. We got to talk about Zcash. Yeah, how's the China stuff doing? Someone's asking me about Alibaba. $80 stop loss for MSTR if it goes that low. 80? I hope it doesn't go that low. 80 would be quite something. 80 would be cycle over bear market territory for sure. Good question. If this is winning, what is losing? Baba. It looks okay. If trading KWeb on my end taught me anything with the China stuff, like you just have to have conviction and patience and wait. So this breakout still has a ways to go. If it's going to break out all the way, KWeb similar. It's just kind of lethargic down here, not really doing anything. On a relative basis, it's up a lot against US, right? CQQQ divided by QQQ has made quite the move since middle 24. Same thing if we go like SPY divided by FXI. Has that not made as big of a move? I guess it has, right? That favors FXI. Let's do it the other way. FXI divided by SPY. FXI is China large cap. Yeah, so similar to CQQQ divided by QQQ. You just have to be patient and take the outperformance and be happy. Where's my stop loss? My stop loss for MSTR is 80K on BTC. If we break 80K on BTC, then why am I holding leverage down there? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, let's take a look at this was something I think Golshi was talking about. Somebody was talking about this. So if you'll remember, beginning of the year, I was talking about this setup because I did a cloud screener. I didn't take the trade. I should have. I didn't, and then it gapped up through the cloud. So up here, you've got a cup and handle, right? And I think you've got some flight to safety stuff going on with consumer discretionary or dividend nonsense, whatever. But looks like a pretty good case for a cup and handle. That's a breakout today. Is it a great trade? I don't know, but it's a setup, it's a chart pattern, it's a breakout. GDX has held up decently, and again, relative basis. XLU still looks good to me. That's a defensive utilities. Looks good on the cloud. I can't, you can't argue with that one way or the other. I've been holding this for a while now, since February, I think. But in the face of everything else, XLU looks great. XLE, I think, is down. This is energy. Yeah, it's down a bunch today because oil's down a bunch today. Choppy mess. Not exactly a great trade. Dole, like this one, this Dole, kind of looks like that XLU chart. Okay, you can either. So someone's asking me if what would I do here? Would I wait, or would I wait for the cloud to fully twist, or wait for the breakout? I mean, you could just say I'm gonna start nibbling, or I'm gonna wait until it breaks 14, 15. Sorry, wait until it breaks 15. Doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad on the daily. XRP green on the day. EVs, Tesla. I haven't looked at this one in a couple days. It's down, whatever it's down today, 5% or something, but honestly doesn't look terrible. Doesn't look terrible. I don't know. Like, 4 hour looks okay. XPEV, someone was asking. Is it an entry here? Is it a setup? It just looks fine, right? I don't really see anything in particular. But it's certainly more bullish than the rest of the market. Mobileye down, EH just kind of chopping. QS, QuantumScape, new lower low, new all-time low for that one. Rivian down a bunch. There's not really much going on here on the legacy side. TYD was one I was talking about for people who are leverage enjoyers. If we're looking at, this is the 10-year 3X ETF. IHS with a breakout there today, yesterday actually. You got TMF, 20-year, same deal. That looks okay. You've got TLT. That's breaking out. You've got Shy. Looks great. These aren't going to be 10 baggers, but they're just going to give you a little bit of something when the market's melting down. Ag. Same deal. Trying to make this inverted head and shoulders. Looks okay, right? Can't deny that. Gold's kind of on its own journey. I don't think it's an entry here. Anything below 3,000, I think you got to be careful, but there's that. There is that. Anything else here? Let's take a look. Let me just catch up with chat. Sorry, GPM. Yeah, someone asked me about that earlier. Yeah, for sure. Head and shoulders on that. Boom. The time it took for the light to pass through the neurons, across the optic chiasm. It shouldn't be too difficult to spot most of this stuff. Does it mean it has to play out? No, but it's in bearish territory on the cloud, and it clearly has a significant high flanked by two other highs. Why would you buy this here? I don't know. Where could this go? 180, 190, 200. If we look at what was I going to say? XLF, right? Yeah, same deal. This is the finance ETF. Boppity boop. Same deal. Why? Why do anything here? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's Head and Shoulders. What is there to do? Nothing. Not on the long side. Dollar General. What is that? DG? DG. Flight to safety, I guess. I mean, it's been above the daily cloud for a couple weeks now, right? Anything else? Yeah, bro, I looked at ADA. I have nothing for you. It's in a massive down channel, and it is below the daily cloud. It is nothing I would touch. It is nothing I would DCA. It has a history of weakness on the USD pairs. It has a history of weakness on the BTC pairs. If we look at ADA BTC, what is there to do here? I got nothing. There's nothing to do. It is at the same level it was at in 2017, in 2019, in 2020. It has a move when the entire world is bullish and then slowly bleeds forever. I got nothing. BTC analysis, if you rewind to the beginning, you can hear me talk about it. Below 80 and we're in trouble. That's all I got. Below 80, we're in trouble. We have a chance to recover above 88. I get more confident. That's kind of it. You know, I think this IHS is still intact, but overall, we're in a low confidence period across the board. Alts are in trouble across the board. Who's buying them and why? They're constantly emitting and inflating every month. And who's buying? Who's on the other side of that, right? Nobody. So they are just getting sold off. TLT, JNK. I guess we can. One last. Do I have behind here? Yeah. JNK is high yield, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is high yield prices. Not great. I like HYG a little better, but they're the same effectively. Not, you know, if you're doing like HYG against SHY, that looks even worse. Yeah, so what do I like? I like this stuff. Not for a massive mega return. It's just where do you want to hide out right now? Unfortunately, all of the bond ETFs have like nested inverted head and shoulders into a broader inverted head and shoulders. They've bottomed over years. They look really good. So if that just means we're continuously in risk off, possible. But they look good. Risk doesn't look as good, right? That's kind of it. But a lot of bearishness out there. A lot of everything below the cloud. And the safest play is to just do nothing and wait. Do nothing and wait. Big hour of do nothing and wait. That's all I got for this one. If you like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we'll talk for Setup Sunday. Hopefully we have some magical setups on the 4 hour or something to talk about. If we can get like back to 83, maybe we're okay. But if we if we pattern out on like the low time frames as a head and shoulders, that's going to be tough to recover from. Yesterday we looked great. We were slowly moving up through the 80s, and you know, the podium man and the chart happened with the tariffs, and here we are. All right. When am I cracking cold storage? Bro, I'll be here for a long time. I'm not going anywhere. If you didn't sell cold storage at 108, which I don't think there was a reason to personally, not for me. Last chart we'll pull up. Last chart. This is like the encore bonus content. If you're a believer in, I gotta find it. If you're a believer in the power law being a thing, or the 2-year moving average multiplier being a thing, whatever your belief model is, we didn't get there. We didn't get there this cycle. Last cycle I sold because we were closer to those levels over here. What was it, 51 I think was my sell. Here we haven't even tapped the top, not even close. The same thing with the 2-year moving average multiplier, pi cycle, like whatever it is for you, whatever your plan is, we didn't get close to that yet. So yes, we have diminishing returns, I know that, but that to me would be a reason to crack the cold storage on the way up. On the way down, I don't know. I can eat another 10 years, so I'm not worried about it. All right, that's all I got for this one. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Happy trading.